Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss the last point of this syllabus of the subject BPA, that is Basic Power Electronics. So last point is nothing but that is called as the UPS. UPS is called as the long form of the UPS is called as the uninterruptible power supply. That is the UPS. So UPS, this uninterruptible power supply, it provides the power supply to the load at all condition. At all condition, it supplies the power to the load, or it provides the interruption free power supply to the load. Also, it is very important, the UPS should provide the interruption free power supply to the load. So there are some important function of UPS. UPS, it provides the isolation between the mains and the load. Mains is nothing but the AC power supply, and load is your home appliances. So load may be your fan, TV, maybe your heater. So these are the home appliances, are nothing but the load. So it provides a complete isolation between the load and the mains. Mains is nothing but the AC power supply. Second, it provides the constant load voltage to the load. It provides the constant load voltage to the load if there is a fluctuation is present in the power supply. When there is a fluctuation in power supply, it provides the continuous load voltage. Simply, it provides the constant voltage, also provides the constant frequency to the load. Also, it provides the pure power to the load. Pure power is also provided by the UPS to the load, and it suppresses the line transient. Whatever the transient, whatever the undesired signal is present in the line supply, in the AC supply, that line transient, it is 100% it is removed, it is 100% it is suppressed by the use of UPS. So let us see block diagram of UPS. This is your one phase or three phase AC mains. Maybe this is called as a battery. So now battery, that is a rectifier plus charger, battery charger. Then it is given to this is battery bank. Then inverter, filter, and last it is given to load. Load is critical load. So this is a block diagram of UPS. This block diagram involves rectifiers come, battery charger, DOs your battery backup, that may be called as a battery bank, inverter, filter, and a critical load. So at the input, we are having the input supply. That input supply may be your one phase or three phase AC mains. AC supply is called as mains, which is given to rectifier. Rectifier will convert AC to DC. So that DC simultaneously it is given to inverter. It is given to inverter as well as given to the battery. So this is your rectified DC. So due to of this rectified DC, this battery bank, it gets charged. It gets charged because of this rectified DC. And same DC is given to inverter. Inverter convert the DC to AC. It convert the DC to AC. Then AC is given to filter. Filter will remove the ripple in the AC. Whatever the ripple is present in AC, also separate the any transient, also separate the any undesired signal in the AC signal, and pure AC signal, pure sine wave, pure AC signal, AC supply is given to the load. So load your home appliances, TV, fridge, mixer, whatever that the load is present. So this is the just block diagram of UPS. Rectifier come charger, it convert AC to DC, it convert AC to rectified DC. Rectified DC simultaneously given to battery bank. Due to the rectified DC, the battery is continuously charging. This same DC is given to inverter which convert DC to AC. Then after conversion AC is given to filter. Filter will remove the ripple and undesired signal in the AC. It remove the line transient in the AC. After that pure sine wave of pure AC voltage is given to the load. This is the working of UPS. Now there are the two types of UPS. Two types of UPS. Generally there are the three types of UPS. First is called online UPS. Second, offline UPS. And third one is line interactive. UPS. Online UPS, offline UPS and line interactive UPS. These are the types of UPS. So we are going to see one by one. First of all, we are going to see the online UPS. This is online UPS. This is one phase or three phase mains. It's given to rectifier plus charger. This is battery bank. Inverter. Then given to load. It is static switch. UPS static switch, normally on. This is UPS static switch which is normally on, and another is also there is a switch is given. Which is called as a mains static switch, which is normally off. So this is your online UPS. So online UPS we are in the rectifier plus charger, battery bank, inverter. This is your UPS static switch. The position of this switch, this UPS static switch position of switch is normally on and load. Another is the direct supply from the mains. So that mains this is a main static switch, which position of the switch is nothing but it is normally off and it is directly connected to the load. So in this operation of online UPS, we are having the three different modes. First mode, when the AC supply is present. Second mode, when the AC supply is not present. And third, when the UPS is failure. So in the mode 1, what happens in mode 1? In the mode 1, simply mode 1 means when main supply is on. When main supply is on, yeah, we can say that when the power supply is on, at that time one phase AC. This is charger plus rectifier plus charger, battery, then inverter and load. So in this case, when the AC is present here in the mode 1, when the mains is present, when the mains is on, at that time this one phase AC is given to rectifier which convert AC into rectified DC. Rectified DC is given to battery, due to that the battery is charged, and same DC is given to inverter. Inverter will convert a DC to AC, and after that AC is given to the load. So directly AC is given to load when this is mode 1, when the mains is on, when the power supply is present. When the power supply is present, directly we can apply the AC supply to the load. In the second case, mode 2, when mains is off. When mains is off, when your power supply is not present, at that time simply one phase mains, this is your rectifier plus charger, battery bank, this is your battery bank, inverter, and simply this is nothing but the load. So when in the mode 2, when the mains is off, when the power supply is not present, at that time power supply is not present here. Now at that time the inverter will take the power from battery. Battery bank will provide a DC to the inverter. So this DC is given to inverter, the inverter convert this DC of battery to the AC, and after that AC voltage is given to the load. This is your mode 2 when the mains is off. So and in the mains, when the mains is off, at that time the inverter will take the voltage from battery. It will take the voltage from battery which converted DC to AC, and after that it is given to the load. In second case, not in second case, third case, that called is mode 3, when UPS is failed. And in online UPS, you remember that one important point, load is always connected to UPS. In the online UPS system, load, whatever your load is always 24 hours, it is always connected to the UPS system. So when in the mode 2, when the UPS fail, at that time what happens? When the UPS fail, at that time this static switch of UPS, it is off. This static switch, it is off, and in this case the main static switch, when your UPS is failed, at that time main static switch, it goes from normally to on state. Main static switch, it change the position from normally off to on, and it normally off to on. At that time this main static switch, it directly get connected to the load. When your UPS system is failed, when this UPS system is failed, at that time the one phase supply mains directly given the AC voltage through this static switch. When this switch it is in on state, at that time it will get connected to the load. So this UPS static switch, it will disconnect. At that time the UPS static switch, it will disconnect the load from the UPS system. It will disconnect the load from the UPS system when your UPS system is off. Yeah, when it is failed. When it is failed, then directly AC main supply will give the voltage to the AC voltage to the load. Simply we have to put the main static switch in the from normally off position to on position. So again, when the UPS comes into system, at that time the switch is disconnect the load, disconnect the AC main supply, and get connected to the load. When your AC voltage is present, when the AC mains is present, at that time the UPS gets connected to the load and disconnect the main supply. Disconnect the main supply. At that time the UPS is connected, and again it will convert rectified AC to DC, the inverter DC to AC. The filter will remove the ripple, and directly pure sine wave is given to the load. So this is the mode 3 operation when the UPS is failed. So mains, this mains is used, this mains supply directly connected to load whenever the UPS system is to be bypassed. When the UPS system is to be bypassed, at that time your main switch directly get connected to load. Remember that your static switch should be from normally off to on position, and the UPS switch, it should be disconnected. So this changeover of load from UPS to mains and mains to UPS, it takes a very less time. It takes the 4 cycle without changing the phase angle. It takes the 4 cycle of input without changing the phase angle. So this is the working of your online UPS, and in online UPS, remember that load is always get connected to the UPS system. This is online UPS system. And second one is offline. Offline UPS system. In the offline, again, charger, battery bank, this is the inverter, UPS static switch, normally off, normally off, this is AC, maybe called mains static switch. This is normally on, and here this is one phase or 3 phase mains. So this is your offline UPS system. Main difference between the offline and online system is that in the online system, load is directly connected, 24 hours is connected to UPS system. But here in this offline UPS system is similar to that of online system. It's similar to the online system. Only difference is that in online UPS static system, it is always in normally on position in online, and main static switch, it is normally off position in online system. But in offline system, main static switch, it is normally on. It is normally on. And UPS static switch, it is normally off. It is normally off. So both are the reverse process in online and offline system. So when in this offline UPS system, in the offline system, when the AC main supply is present, when the mains is present, it is given to the static switch, and this static switch normally on. It is normally on for 24 hours, and it will give the AC voltage to the load, and the AC voltage given to the load. After giving the AC voltage to the load will be start. They are working their operations. So 24 hours the load gets connected to the AC main supply in the offline UPS system. So here in this case, your UPS switch, this UPS static switch, it is off. It is in off position when the AC main supply is present. It is in off position when the AC main supply is present, and it is closed. UPS static switch is closed when the AC main supply is not present. When the AC main supply is not present, means we can say that when the AC is present, UPS static switch should be off. And when the AC main supply is not present, at that time your UPS static switch should be on. It should be on. So the changeover the load from UPS to mains to UPS, it will take the very short time. It will take the very less time to change over the load from UPS to change over from load to UPS, UPS to main, mains to UPS. So it will take the very less time, and that time is less than the 5 millisecond. So here in this case, inverter will come into operation. Inverter will come into operation when the AC mains is not present. When your AC mains is not present. When there is a power failure. When there is a power failure, when the AC mains is not present, at that time inverter comes in operation, and the inverter will take the DC from battery and convert that the DC of the battery into AC. Then this UPS static switch will be in on position, and then it is given to the load. So the inverter will come to operation when your power supply is not present, when your mains is off. And change over of the load from mains to UPS or UPS to load, it will take the very less time. That time is nearly equal to 5 milliseconds. This is working of your offline UPS system. So remember one point, online and offline both are the same. In online, UPS static switch is normally on and main static switch is normally off. But in offline UPS system, UPS static switch is normally off and main static switch is normally on. This is main difference between the online and offline. And one more point of the UPS system, that is called continuous backup system. Continuous backup system. In the continuous backup system, what happens? This is static switch. This is your diesel generator, one phase or three phase mains, rectifier plus charger, battery bank, UPS static switch, and finally which is given to load. Mains static switch. This is your continuous backup system. So this continuous backup system, it is similar to the online system, just like of your online UPS system. So this continuous backup system, it is very more reliable. It is more reliable and it requires the backup system, that is called as it requires the diesel generator. So reliability of with the online UPS system, because it requires the backup system, it requires the diesel generator. Due to the presence of diesel generator, the cost of system is more. That's why we are not using the continuous backup system. So as compared to continuous backup system, we are using the online UPS system and offline UPS system. So this is the discussions about the UPS. So in UPS we have seen the block diagram, types of online, offline, and the continuous backup system. Now I am repeating the yesterday two important points. I have taken yesterday that points. The first point is called battery charger. Using SCR. This is very important points. That's why I am repeating this point. Battery charger using SCR. So here in this we are using the transformer, center tap transformer, and maybe called center tap rectifier. One diode is given, one resistor is given here. Sorry, not. D1 and D2. This is Zener diode, VZ. This is R1, and this is your SCR, and this is battery. 12-volt battery, which is to be charged. So this is 15 volt. So this is your battery charger during the SCR. So here in this battery which is to be charged to the maximum value. The maximum value of this battery is nearly equal to 12 volt. It should be charged to the value of 12 volt. So here in this case we are using the center trap Fuller rectifier. So this center trap Fuller rectifier which convert the 230 volt AC into step down AC of 15 volt. So here there is a 15, 0 and 15 volt. So this is the step down AC, that is called 15 volt, which is given to rectifier, and here at this point we get the rectified DC, and that rectified DC which is given to through diode, and here the diode is present. The diode is called D3. Diode is present here. So the DC is given through R1 diode D3. The diode D3 is conduct during the positive half cycle of your rectified DC. It conducts only during positive half cycle. As it conducts, it providing the triggering pulse to the SCR. As the triggering pulse is provided to the SCR, SCR will conducting. It acts like the short circuit due to that the charging current is given to battery, and due to that the battery is charging. It is charging. Battery start charging. And when there is appearing of negative rectified DC, at that time diode is reverse bias. As the diode is reverse bias, it is act as the open circuit. As it is open circuit, the SCR remains off. At that time battery is not charging. So during each half cycle of applied AC, the SCR is conducting and continuously giving the current to the battery for the charging. Now across the battery we are connecting the Zener diode. This is Zener diode. So whatever the battery voltage is there, the same voltage is going to develop after the battery voltage. Suppose the battery is charged to the voltage of 12 volt, then at that time across the Zener diode, the voltage should be equal to 12 volt because it is in parallel. So breakdown voltage of Zener is equal to 12 volt. Now when the battery is fully charged, when the battery is charged to maximum value, when it is fully charged, maximum rated value, when it is charged to maximum rated value, at that time the charging current becomes 0. As the charging current becomes 0, the SCR remains off and battery remains charged to the volt of 12 volt. So this is working on battery charger by using the SCR. And last point, emergency light system. Emergency light system using SCR. Again we are using the transformer. Here the SCR is connected. This is the SCR, and through this resistance is given. This is battery, 6 volt battery. Now let us see working on emergency light system. In the emergency light system, we are using the center tap, full rectified lamp, battery. We are connecting here battery of 6 volt, and this is the SCR which is connected here in this way, gate terminal which is connected here. Now what happens in this circuit? This 230 volt which is stepped down into 606 volt. It is stepped down to 6 volt AC, Means here the 6 volt is present, here 0 and then here is present 6 volt. So this is 6 volt pulsating AC, and this 6 volt pulsating AC is passed to diode D3 and R3, and which is given to the battery. So due to this pulsating AC, the battery it is charged. It is going to charge to the value of 6 volt. So maximum rating of the battery is 6 volt. It charged to 6 volt. At that time, this rectifier which convert this 6 volt pulsating AC into DC here. So here we get a DC, and due to that DC the lamp glows due to of the rectified DC. Means we can say that when there is a AC voltage is present, when the power supply is present, at that time due to of this rectified DC, lamp continuously glows, it remains on, because when the AC voltage is present. But what happens when the AC is not present? When the mains is not present, at that time this battery it will give the current to the gate terminal of SCR, and due to that gate terminal SCR, the SCR is conducting, and the SCR conducting acts as a short circuit due to the capacitor charge, and the capacitor will provide the current to lamp, and due to that current the lamp it will continuously glow. It remains on, it remains glow when the AC voltage is not present. When the AC voltage is not present, at that time battery will provide the gate trigger, and SCR is conducting, and as the SCR conducting it will provide the current to the lamp, and due to that the lamp glow. Means in presence of AC, lamp is glowing, and in absence of AC, lamp is also glowing. In both the condition lamp is glowing. That's why this system is called the emergency light system. So this is the overall syllabus of your subject basic power electronics. You have to do the self study of the 2 points, that is called inverter, and SMPS, that is called switch mode power supply. Also along with this you have to do the study of protection circuit, that is the snumber circuit, crowbar protection circuit, di by dt protection circuit, dv upon dt protection circuit. So you have to do the self study of this point. Again I am repeating, that is the protection circuit, that is called crowbar protection circuit, dv by dt protection circuit, di by dt protection circuit, and snumber circuit. Along with this you have to do the self study of inverter and the SMPS. SMPS is called switch mode power supply. So now today I declare there is a completion of your portion of your subject basic power electronics. Thank you.